Okay, O's top 5. Here we go. First one.
First favorite is the Bio Serum. The Biolifting Serum is a serum that you use to lift, firm, hydrate, help with contours. It helps tone down redness. It really is one of our workhorses. I love this product. It's one of the things that I know my skin needs. When I don't have it, I see huge differences. There's over 10 million plant stem cells inside of this product, and every time I feel like I put it onto anyone's face, it just really helps to kind of smooth everything out.
I love it.
And I mean, it's the building block of glow. It's one of the first things that I feel like you need to have in order for that to work.
It's the best.
Yeah. A little goes a long way too, right?
I found that with all the products too. You don't have to use a ton.
It's nice that you do if you want to, but this can only absorb so much, you know. Okay. Next product, Rose Eye Lift. The Rose Eye Lift has these rose oils, I believe, that are encapsulated, and they are suspended inside of this water. They push into the skin and help to lift and firm with a tensing-like ingredient. It creates like a film around the eyes. Perfect in the morning, perfect to lift. It's really great for depuffing, and really helps with hydration. One of my favorite little tricks with this product is to actually mix it into concealer. It helps the concealer stay on very long, especially if you are the type of person who your concealer tends to crease. This is a great product to mix into your concealer to help it from creasing.
I think that's the trick you taught me when we were in Carmel.
Yes. Next product would be the Bio Mask.
Ooh.
How do you?
I love to sleep in it.
It's great.
But I haven't thought about using it
as a skin prep.
Yes.
It's a phenomenal skin prep. A lot of times when I do wedding makeup or any sort of event makeup, this product is the first thing I put on, and I'll do this while doing eyeshadow.
Oh.
And that way, when you go to put it onto the face, it has enough time to kind of settle in and do its magic, because it needs at least 25 minutes to, you know, see visible results, and then after that you can basically wash it away.
Wow.
Or sleep in it.
So I love the mask to sleep in them at like a night cream.
Yeah.
And they're just amazing. So
it's great.
So, but I haven't thought about using this as a
prep.
No.
Oh, it's a great
like
prep.
That's like I think of it as the magical mask that I will sleep in and then wake up and be like, ah.
It's phenomenal, especially if you don't have like a lot of time too. For me, when I'm flying, I tend to use this after the flight. It helps with resetting my skin, especially if it's a long flight. You know, sometimes that air on the plane tends to dry you out.
Yes.
So this keeps me from dehydrating.
This is the magic, guys.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times people ask, you know, how do you get your skin to be so glowy? And this is the key. The key is you have to use the perfect prep products.
That was the next question. They wanted to know how you get your glowy skin. I know this is still part of your top 5, but still, this is segueing in there.
Oh, completely. I mean, any good narrator worth his salt always throws a little bit of a kernel forward, right?
Exactly.
Yes. So those are the top 3 so far. I have 2 others, but I will have to use them on a separate reel because I feel like, you know, we're going to do eyes.
Yes.
And we can edit this out and do...
I love that. Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm going to show you how to use the new shadow palette.
Oh, I'm so excited. We're in love.
It's so good. How have you been using it lately?
So I just got them and I love the black Jaguar too with that dazzling ink.
Yes.
This is like perfect smoky eye. Love it. Like I feel like everybody's. You were like when I think even last time we talked that you're like everybody's gonna love Cougar, but black Jaguar special.
Black Jaguar is special. Cougar is kind of my go-to, very easy, very, very easy look. I'm going to start by prepping with concealer. Generally, overall, I would use the eyeshadow bases.
Oh, you know, I do have. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I forgot.
I mean, I don't expect everything to, you know, like most people, when you're in a pinch, you kind of have to use what you have. So this works pretty well. And initially, before we ever came out with the eyeshadow bases, it was
Use concealer.
the concealer that was great for this. And it generally works for most people. A lot of people who do have very oily eyelids, the other one does work a little bit better. The next generation eye base. What I do love to do with this is I'll set it, but it's fine. So also sometimes I'll use the concealer to do a cut crease look.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice and beautiful with that. So just take really beautiful light. And I use this to set the concealer.
The vanilla shade or the
Vanilla shade over the STYLO Camouflage, so then you get more smooth, fresh eyelids. Tilt your head down from me, or tilt your head up, eyes on this. I'm going to take this beautiful, soft, velvety, pinky shadow.
That's such a pretty unique color.
It is. It's like both pink and lavender and almost kind of mauvey at the same time. I feel like there's a name for it, and it escapes me.
Dusty.
Is it a dusty rose? It is dusty rose champagne.
Champagne. I was like, we're missing one element out of it.
Dusty rose champagne. It's really quite beautiful. Also, you can wet it, and I feel like that makes it more champagne-y.
Ooh.
So you
very cool.
Michael.
But this was one of those shades that I thought was, it may look a little in the thing, and I was like, it's amazing, like a special.
It does have its own luster. I mean, look at that. It picks up even more. And I will just take shadow up to brow bone here. Blend it up. Blend it up. Beautiful. Okay, let's do some definition now. I'm gonna put the palette down and start carving the eye out. Now it always sounds really scary when somebody's just carving the eye out.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm here to learn.
Earth. Wonderful neutral brown. Done this way. Pardon the nail polish. I didn't think I was going to get this hand in the shot.
I love it.
Oh no, it's just not well painted.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And that one's better. Two different colors. Playing with some fun, safe, clean nail polishes.
fun.
At the hardware store of all places. Let's go. Yeah.
So I did have an eyeliner question people wanted to know is only on the top, bottom, like is there, I know there's no rules, but what's your thoughts?
I feel like it depends on what you're doing and where you're going.
Okay.
And also just the overall look that you want to go for. Okay. I feel like if you want to do bottom eyeliner, I would use a soft powder to line the bottom, or kajal, like the nude kajal is great to do that on the bottom, because it gives you the pop without too much of the weight of color underneath there.
Okay.
And also sometimes too, I feel darkening the under eye area, especially in the daytime, can look too heavy. And too made up for most people.
Okay. Yeah. No, that was a question someone else asked, especially for mature eyes. So I was like,
yeah,
and it depends on their eye shape too.
It also depends on the texture of the under eye too. You know, I feel like if you have like very smooth and very taut under eyes, a lot of times you can do a lot more with that. Okay. You know? And also, you know, it depends on what look you're going for. If you want a sultry, smoky eye, by all means go all the way to the bottom. But there's a trick to that, and there's, you know, so many different nuanced things that has to be explored. I'm going to take that same shade, Earth, and just take a little bit into the corner of the eye like that. Okay. I'm going to take the angled brush. I'm just going to go and just lightly. Do you see how that kind of adds just a little something at the edge there?
I love that.
Yeah. It makes for the shadow to have something to kind of almost stick to and be more pigmented.
That's great.
And not super, super heavy. So then I take now my smudge brush. Just layer a little bit of pigment. And this is the eye blend brush. And I smudge and pat at the same time. Just take my finger and smooth out the excess.
Yeah, really nice.
Pretty?
A little pop, I love it.
Yeah, and then
I feel like you made my eyeball lift up. Feels a little more pow. Yeah.
And then I layer just a little bit of the matte gray shadow. And that is just going to go very concentrated at the lash line.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that gray. I love a gray eyeshadow.
It's so great.
It's a little bit softer than a black, but it has a pow.
Completely. And just like with the, it's pulling more green for me out of your eyes.
Yeah.
It's really quite beautiful. I'm just going to layer a little bit more of the Dusty Champagne, Rose Champagne over this, just to kind of create less of a line. You can almost see the demarcation sometimes when you place a little bit more. So just, if you ever make a mistake, it's easy enough to just take a little bit of the shadow and go right over.
Oh, that's pretty.
Just to soften it.
And I think that's such a unique, I love that color.
It's really quite great. I mean, the dustiness lends to its ability to kind of almost smudge out the gray, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And that's how you do a soft, clean, smoky eye with the new
Cougar.
and then mascara. What's
Yeah.
wrong with me?
I was like, yeah, I cannot.
Mascara is very important, guys. But, please. Okay, I also have a little trick too. I like to do with mascara.
Oh, tell.
I take the wand and I bend it at like a 45-degree angle.
Oh, I love this.
So this way it lessens the chances of you touching your eyelid. And you can rake it from the bottom and wiggle.
That is so good.
That's much more ergonomical. I lack the definition in my biceps to hold a mascara wand or a brush.
She's like,
Just kidding. But it's just easier for me.
this
being
is
taller.
perfect little tip.
Just go in there and wiggle. And load.
I always say this as I have my eyeballs on. Once I have mascara, life is good. And that's my favorite Holy Grail mascara.
That's so great. I'm gonna do bottom liner.
Ooh, this is the, okay guys.
Okay. So this is Nude Kajal. It's great. It has a little bit of aloe in there. So it's been so dusty in
Yeah.
both of these states with the fires. So this should help with a little cooling sensation to tone down some of the redness in the eyes.
That's,
You see how that pops in just that one side?
yes, wow.
Major difference. So you get the definition of having liner on without the definition of having liner on.
That is so cool.
Or having it define you.
And I've heard this trick, but I've never quite mastered it, so.
You kind of pull just slightly, tug, but look up for me. And just go right there and let it glide across.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a little goes a long way. A
Yeah,
lot of times if you put too much of this on, it ends up looking very cakey.
just a little pop.
Yeah. How did it feel on your eyelid?
Good.
Good, yeah?
Yeah.
From here. Also something I'd love to do with this product too is to use it
Ooh.
right underneath there. I know you don't do this, Abby, because your brows are impeccable, but sometimes people forget to, or don't have time to, and they want the most probably crisp under
Yeah,
eyes.
no, what's it called when you do that under the,
I think it's called shading
or something like,
yeah.
but yeah, like
Yeah.
my daughter does that and she gets this really, like, crisp, like you said, like, she's a brow girl, like, she does a really good job.
And we have a product called the Brow Lift Eclat, which has caffeine in it that works really, really well right there. But sometimes in a pinch, the nude is great too.
I like a little, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm getting that little eye lift here.
just a little eye lift. The nude doesn't have the caffeine, which the Brow Lift Eclat does.
Okay.
But what I like about the nude versus the Brow Lift Eclat is that it doesn't have the pink shimmer.
Okay.
It's pretty, but like with a warmer eye like this, sometimes
Yeah.
it can be too heavy.
You want
So it's really
so
thank
pretty.
you. Thank you. Do you want to learn how to take this up some more?
Yes. Yes.
So we'll
We're
integrate-
doing it. We're doing the.
We're integrating some Jaguar.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
So I love if people were asking me if they could only get one of these, that was really hard for me to say because I feel like Black Jaguar is like unique and I'm in love with the dazzling ink. But the Cougar is going to be, oh, it's so pretty. Cougar is, you know, everyday wearable, so you need both.
I would say the same. I would say the same. And plus, they're two different charities, you know, in two different countries.
Yep.
You have one in America, and then you have one in the headwaters of the sacred Amazon jungle. I love the work that they're both doing in preservation. I mean, it's really kind of what drew me to Chantecaille was the philosophy of, you know, science and nature and science. Because we're wild about science.
Yeah, that is why I always say this is the feel-good makeup, because I, you know, love luxury makeup, but you can actually feel good about buying this because it's giving back.
Yeah. I'm using that kind of coppery bronze shadow in Jaguar.
Which is so pretty.
It's so beautiful. For more definition in the crease. You can really Victoria's Secret this color if you want, but you know, there's a time and a place for that.
Oh, I love that color.
Really warms up the whole eye.
Yeah.
To frame out the bottom of the eye, you can actually use that color just to hug the last line on the bottom. So, pat it. So it's really giving you like the ability to kind of line.
Yeah.
But it's much more subtle.
Yeah.
You know? Do the same thing on this side. I'm going to start by lining on the bottom first. I'm really hugging. Up, open.
Sorry.
No worries. Getting more down here too. I wish that the brow lifting claw would have a second color.
I.e. naked?
Yeah, I love a pink, but I need a little bit more beige, especially for like deeper skin tones. I think would be great to benefit from that, or even just somebody who wants like something just very neutral to lift. Okay, so I'm going over the gray brown with this color, which is Jasper.
Jasper. And that's a little more bronzy brown.
Yeah.
I like the layered effect too, that it's gently getting a little more pow.
Okay. Don't kill me, people. Just gonna get something here. Usually I would just probably use a Q-tip here, look down here. But this also works really well too. Really just building my shade.
That's pretty. One thing I'm learning is to use eyeliners beyond lining the eyes.
Yeah,
like, you know, using that, like layering it and then putting the pigment on top is...
It creates a subtle but dramatic look. You know, it gives more life to the palette, because sometimes because the shadows are great and they're very sheer and buildable, but you know, sometimes you want just a little bit more.
Yeah.
And especially for like for the camera. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can layer it on and layer it on, and then you don't really see anything.
Right.
Yeah. So this is a good way, like, you know, for photography work or for anything like that, to kind of really give yourself more pigment. And you can make the bottom more dramatic too, but I'm not going to really do that too much. I think it'll look too heavy.
Yeah.
And it'll distract from how pretty the rest of it is.
I really like, I feel like it opens up the eyes, and I love the mascara tip with the bending of the...
Don't have any concealer down here, so I'm just taking the wet brush and just using it to clean up. And then later on, I will just add some concealer. After I rinse off the mask.
Oh,
Yes.
we forgot. Yes. Yes. I was feeling so good and glowy, so yes. Okay.
Would you like a little bit more pal?
Sure.
And this, you can add black if you want to.
Sure.
To really, really kind of go for it. Same areas where we added the like smoky gray earlier.
So
we do the black, so just rim the eyes with it on top.
Mm-hmm.
And it's how you kind of create that really billowy, smoky effect. You know, it's about layering and about placement, of course. I'm going to...
So you're really focusing on the outer...
Yeah, on the outside. I'm drawing the eye out.
Yes.
And pulling the eye out. You have this phenomenal eye shape. You know, you want to really pull out the eyes to kind of extend it outwards.
So keep it a little lighter in the inner and then pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that means just kind of like really... That's why like a wing, I think, always looks so good on most people, right? And I'm now lining the half of the outer half of the eye with the black.
Yeah. And so I've always had a trouble with the wing because I feel like my eyes naturally come down, and then when I try to do the wing, it looks a little...
It looks wonky, right? It looks like a...
It looks a little
like
wonky.
The tail end of a shrimp.
And I love it. I love the look on so many people, but when I do the... it just looks a little... You know, I just didn't know, you know, it just turns down enough that, I don't know.
You don't have to pull it all the way up through,
Okay.
because you have like what you would call a hooded eyelid.
Yes.
You know, so your brow bone is going to be right here. When you draw this out, you have to kind of almost connect it outwards.
Okay.
And then there's going to be a little bit of a gap because of
just leave the gap.
That, like,
yes.
leave the gap and go up, and then just kind of, you know, do that to create a more angled, straight out eye.
Yeah.
When you are open, but when you're closed, it's going to give you kind of this really weird gap shape, which I like, but not everybody can pull that off.
Okay, good, because I you know how people be like, ooh, do a cat eye, and I'm like, oh, it doesn't really, I can't, you know. But my daughter looks so good with the little cat eye, but you know,
eyelid shape different, huh?
Yeah, different.
Yeah.
I am back. Mask is rinsed off. My skin feels very hydrated.
It looks super, super glowy, super, super smooth, fresh. Now I'm going to concoct these two items together. Rose oil and Radiance Elixir.
Oh, our favorites. He's doing a drop of each.
Pat it into the skin. Don't rub. Patting and pushing just gently, moving the product around the face. Okay, like that.
Feels so good. And in general, do you do eyes first and then skin?
Yes.
This is the pros, guys.
The reason being is that if you do it that way, if anything falls out, you can clean it up.
Right.
And then not have to redo your foundation or redo the rest of your complexion.
I got a glow going on here.
I don't wanna glow up.
Yes, we love the glow up.
The glow up is great.
This was the other question. We love to know how to get the glowy glass skin.
So glass skin is great. We do a couple different things to create a glass-like finish. I'll show you that with foundation. But building the base of the glass-like skin is using the right kind of products to make it really almost dewy, glass-like, and sheer. I'm actually using the moisturizer now. Biolifting moisturizer is my favorite.
Yeah.
But I use the littlest amount of it.
I was going to say, okay.
Yeah, and I feel like whenever you put too much of it on, it can be a little bit heavy. And then it really, doesn't work with the rest of the foundation and things like that. Like, it takes a long time to absorb. And because I want the skin to be hydrated but not like tacky, I want to use a very little amount of it. Unless you're, you have the time at home and your skin's super, super dry and you want to like sit there and let it, kind of penetrate the skin before you do the rest of your makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've used the oil too, so you're layering on the hydration.
Correct.
Okay.
Like when you do oil, I mean, it just also really depends on your skin type. Some people are very, very dry, so to the point where like you put the oil on them and it's like absorbed already. And I do like 3 drops sometimes, and it's just like, oh. And I'm actually going to relayer some more oil later too.
Okay, good.
So to create kind of that glass finish.
Okay.
So this is the new sheer bronze tint. I'm going to use it on the cheeks and top of the forehead. I will take my brush and blend that all around.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it diffuses the product, but also when you look at initially
That
at
is
first,
so, yeah.
it's pretty, right?
Uh-huh.
Don't be afraid of it.
I was telling him I was a little bit afraid of the bronze one, that it looked a little orange. But once I tried it, it was so sheer and pretty that I was like, okay. But I like the way that you're just doing it in
Sections.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're not like...
No, and also I'm using it kind of almost as a base too, because I want that really glowy effect on the skin.
I like that. Oh, wow. Okay, so sculpting.
Exactly.
Got
it's doing a multitude of things, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Next step is to take
Ooh.
a little bit of the rose
And this is for brightening.
for brightening, but also they both really smooth out the skin and have the ability to give some hydration to the skin as well.
Yeah, I love.
So another layer of hydration is great, and this time, it doesn't interrupt even the bio cream that we've put on. Like it's not too sticky, it's not too heavy.
No, yeah, because
I've used less of the bio cream.
And then that's gel based, so it feels very cooling.
Cooling, yes. It's really cooling and soothing actually. Hence, like using it around the eyes is really quite nice. But look at that.
Wow. And I need that. I love the. But now I'm into the bronze.
I love that bronze. It's my
Yes.
obsession.
Because that's one of his top 5.
That's my top 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now I have to say, because I was like, burp all over.
Yeah. It can be scary, but
no, well, but then I realized it, like I like that lit from within. Oh, good, yeah.
so a lot of times people forget that the sunlight never hits the neck here, really. You know, so you always get this really white neck, and so I take that and blend just that very little bit of.
And I like to do a little shadow underneath the, or you know, I like to
Contour the.
yeah, I like a little bit just for double.
I do that after with Goa.
Oh, good. Okay.
Or any of the powder bronzers.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I think that's a good tip too. Bring it down.
It looks so much more soft and much more natural with it going on with the bronze tint than with anything else. So.
And I like this layer. You're layering. Loving this.
Okay. Let's see. So glass-like skin consists of my next favorite product.
This is, I've been a long time love of, I'm a pot, I call it the pot girl. I like the Future Skin, the best of the best. I mean, it's an award winner for a reason.
Completely.
You know,
it feels like nothing. It's been used on so many different TV shows, and so many actresses do love it, and people who use it have used it for years. And,
yeah.
You know, like you keep going back to it. You know, like I keep going back to it. Like you want to go try out something new and something different sometimes, and then you are like, well, why did I ever leave this product?
And I'm embarrassed because this is decades of going in. You know, I remember reading about it probably in Allure magazine or something, and going and getting it in Chicago, like way back. And yeah, this is good. We never know what color, by the way.
So this is how we're going to do this.
Okay.
So I got alabaster here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stripe that.
Oh, good.
Okay, and then I'm going to stripe vanilla as well.
So you guys, this is the question you always ask me about, what shade? So he's striping vanilla and alabaster.
I personally like alabaster.
Okay, alabaster's the winner!
I love vanilla. I think it's great but I feel like for me, alabaster on your skin makes you look brighter, makes you look more fresh.
That's
vanilla kind of is like probably your deep summer tone. Like when you are on vacation, I'm sure vanilla works.
and I've always steered towards alabaster just in general.
Okay. It's a lot of foundation, guys.
This is the beauty of it, though, is that you can layer it on. It doesn't. I feel like I can put a lot of it on and still look like skin.
Always.
Like,
and especially on camera too, I feel like sometimes I put on more. How does it look?
I love it.
Glowy, fresh.
It feels very, and that's what I love about this foundation, though, is that it feels like nothing on, but it also has kind of a cooling, like it's good for your skin. It doesn't feel like masking. It feels like it's nourishing.
Yeah, it's very, very nourishing. I mean, with arnica, with chamomile, with aloe, charged water, it's like 60% of that. It's just really great. It has rose water in it as well too.
Yeah.
You can smell the rose water when you put it on. It's overall a very good product. I used to, and I don't know if other people do this, but whenever I would get sunburns, I would use this.
Yeah.
It's the one that I could use when I was at a form of cosmetics line. Because everything else had too much alcohol in it.
Yeah.
You know? And this is just very, like, you have the arnica, you have the chamomile, you have all these different things. It just calms the skin down and you can put a little bit of makeup on, you know. You can put a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
So pretty. It's looking very flawless.
We love that.
Okay. So, to me, whenever I do gloss-like skin, it is a mixture of oil. I'm going to hold this, we'll do this on your hand, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll take back of the hand, hold it up, please, into the camera.
Oh.
Yeah, like that, yes. So, you take a little bit of the rose base, okay?
That's the rose tint.
Rose tint. And then a little bit of foundation. Okay.
That's alabaster. Everybody's going to be thrilled.
And then a touch of rose oil. Just angle that one for me. It's going to drop down. And then you mix them all together.
Oh.
You see that?
Yeah.
That is glass-like skin.
Wow. Look at that, guys.
Hold up your hands together and compare.
Wow.
Okay?
Glass.
Glowy.
Yeah, that is really pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
You got it?
Yep.
Yeah. And then
I mean, literally, that is, and it feels amazing too.
it feels amazing. Yeah.
My hand's got a makeover here.
And you know, if you want to up the glow, you can add different things to make it very glowy. You can add sheen.
Oh yeah,
the
sheen.
The luminous highlighter, and then or you can add like even the Radiance Elixir to it.
Yes.
Just depends on what you want and what you need. Radiance Elixir is great, but I feel like with using the rose skin tint, it has all these great ingredients in it. It's super smooth. It's fluffy.
Yeah.
Like it whips the foundation into this like really fluffy, absorbent, fresh, glowy state. Yeah. So that's how I would do that.
I love it. Oh.
Oh, and then what they also do too. Just one last thing. So
Yes.
They'll spritz it with rose water, just so it looks like you just got out of the shower.
So we get the extra glow.
Yeah, extra glow.
But I think the key is the layering.
It's
like
all about
the consistencies and the
yeah, and then you can see that with the way that we've layered your skin.
Yeah.
You're gonna maintain this glow through most of the day.
Yeah.
It now is about adding color to your complexion. So I'm going to put on a little bit of concealer. We have the STYLO Camo. And I'm going to do just a little bit of this kind of around the eye. I like to do like this. And maybe a little bit on the nose. And maybe just a touch on the top of the lip. There's no right or wrong to this, guys.
No right or wrong.
No right or wrong. It's just makeup. Open the cup. If you hate it, wash it off. But what I am really trying to achieve with the STYLO Camo is to highlight and bring some more balance into the face. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need a lot of concealer, you just need it in strategic areas. And this little extension at the end here is great because now you can kind of take that up with you. You see?
Mm-hmm. Again, lifting.
Lifting through the ceiling.
I love it.
Love?
Love.
To achieve the softest finish in your skin for blush, I'm gonna do, this is one of my favorite mixes. I'm gonna do a little bit more lively than happy.
So we're using the cheek
Gelees. Okay.
And I've been into your vibrant ever since I saw you guys in Carmel and Stasia was wearing it. She looked so fresh-faced that I was like, I gotta pull that out.
It's so beautiful, especially with like a really warm, like tan,
Yes.
like look. Like I feel like
Ooh, I like that combination.
Is it gorgeous?
That is like so happy is like almost like a bubblegum pink.
yes.
And then
Lively is
is
more of a peach tone.
that is so now
It's-
we found the perfect combo.
It's great together because then now you have that like Rockwellian kind of like natural flush.
Yes.
So
yes.
it's for me. I always do like a 2-to-1 ratio. So it's twice as much lively as it is happy.
Okay.
And happy, I always kind of concentrate closer to the apple because you think about like where most of the pink flush comes into our skin. It's usually right there, right?
Yes.
And then so you can pat that into the skin and pull it.
Oh, wow.
It slowly blends it out.
That is so good. I'm in love with that combination.
Isn't it gorgeous?
You guys, this is the favorite blush combination ever.
And then just to, of course, make it even more glass-like, right? And they just actually add that on the top of the cheeks. I didn't really highlight anywhere else with this.
And that's sheen.
This is Sheen, my favorite of the highlighters.
And is that the champagne-y one or is that the pinky?
It's the champagne-y one.
Yeah.
But I think it leans more towards a pinky champagne. Because
Yeah.
if you think about, I think Brilliance is more of a golden champagne. This is more like a true champagne. Because, yeah, you know, you see that?
Oh, wow.
This
You guys,
hugs.
that is so good. So pretty. Loving it. Oh. And I'm in love with the cheek shell. And they last all day. Like once you put them on.
They stay on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stay on. For photographs, sometimes I'll add a little bit more powder, just that. So like if you're behind the camera, I like to put just a touch of powder over it. So the color I'm going to use is Emotion. And I'm just going to take a very little bit of that and just pat that on very lightly and blend it through.
So pretty.
But for every day, you could just do the other two together. But
Yeah.
if you're going to be behind a camera,
We're going to go for the work.
we'll go for the work.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that was Emotion. And that's
Emotion.
and that
It's
one's the coral
The
or
corally color. I believe it's got the bee emblem on it.
yes,
Yes.
the bee. The bee.
Okay. Now,
Ah.
I mean, you can like pretty much just slap a lipstick on and go, and then do some brows.
I just do a little bit. I'm
At
getting
the
the
end, right?
tail end. I don't like it really.
Strong. Yeah.
Myself. I think it looks good on others. You gotta rock it.
Yeah, it can be, if you're wearing like not a lot of makeup, a lot of brows can work to fade everything out, but sometimes it just looks too heavy. You use the wrong product. I'm just going to keep it very light and add just brow gel.
Just brow gel.
Pretty. Very pretty. Lip color. These are the new colors.
Yes.
I'm obsessed with Yarrow.
Yes.
And my favorite thing to do is first use it with, let's do some lip potion first.
Oh, yes.
Okay, go ahead and apply some for yourself, please. That's your jar.
You guys, this is magical stuff. So this is the little lip potion. And I know I've talked about it before, but it's amazing.
Have you ever slept in it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Such a great trick. lining the full way of the lip with nuance.
I know I don't have any lips.
I love lining the full lip with the pencils.
Yeah.
Because what ends up happening is then you get a smoother base to lay lipstick on top of.
Yeah. I like that color too.
Just give a little bit of color.
That's the yarrow.
That's the yarrow.
And is that the peachy nude or the, what's the, yarrow is the perfect peach nude. And I love lip cheeks are my ultimate favorite because they're glossy and
Magnetic.
So
and goes back
amazing.
to charity.
I love it.
Okay. And would you like to a little bit of powder or anything like that?
What do you think? That's what I'm a light powder girl, but yes, I have learned from YouTube to use powder.
Powder is great.
I mean, it really makes a huge difference.
Especially on camera.
Yes.
So what I like to do is I'll use it.
We're using the
Buff and Blur in light medium, and I just take that very lightly and kind of pat it in the center of the face, just to really tamp down some of the shine, but you still maintain a glowiness.
yeah.
And it's really quite fresh and, I mean, dare I say ethereal?
I love it. There we go.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
Oh.
And if you want to up contour, you can add some bronzer, but for the most part, I think this is like probably like 3 different levels of makeup all in one.
Yes.
You know? Like I think if you were to do kind of a softer everyday look, you wouldn't have to necessarily use powder unless you're a shiny person, and use less of the powders and just do the creams, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then also using the neutral Cougar palette and not having to add any of the Black Jaguar,
Yes.
would be kind of great as well too.
I love it. I think it's fantastic, and I've learned many things. But I'm in that blush combo. I just felt like it's perfection because it gives you a little fresh. I feel that it looks a little fresh, and
It's super, super fresh.
hold on, guys. He's sharing a trick here, so I'm excited. So we have a brush with nothing on it.
A brush with nothing on it. The fluffier the better. Our buff and blurs are generally really great with this too, but to really clean up around the base of the eye. Oh.
Sorry.
And then tilt your head up would be perfect. And then look all the way up at the ceiling. Find this spot. You see that spot?
Mm-hmm.
Focus on that spot until it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a clean, fluffy brush with a little concealer.
Especially if you want to conceal around this area. A lot of times too, especially with mature skin, using a fluffier brush will give you the ability to really blend out the product and really give you a little bit more control of where you place it without pressing it into the skin. It almost floats.
Yeah. So it's like, because I'm a little bit scared of concealer, I feel like it can make you look really older, or it can be a miracle, but it can also go the other way.
Yeah, that's why with
this
the better.
Yep.
Buff it in.
Buff it in.
Yep.
Oh!
you love it?
I love it. You are amazing.
Thank you.
And you are the absolute best. And this has been so much fun.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you so much. I love my makeup and I feel like I learned so much. And thank you for sharing your expertise with us today.
Thank you for having me.